when you focus on a specific type of investor, you can be more effective. This is true across all type of marketing. We own part of about 16% of a bath salt manufacturing company in San Diego, and by chance, like 12 years ago, we told the founder, hey, you should buy bulk Epsom salts.com, and maybe one day you could get into that space. Now they sell bulk Epsom salts, and they get better ROI off of bulk Epsom salts.com than they do off their Better Bath, Better Body main website, or when they sell on Amazon bulk Epsom salts, because you hit them right between the eyes, right? So when someone goes and they have arthritis, in their ear, and there's a medicine for arthritis in your ear, like that's what they want, right? If you have a migraine, you don't want a vitamin, you want Excedrin that's fast acting because you have a migraine. So you want to hit people right between the eyes with the value you can provide and the type of investor you're trying to serve. That's why we have Dentist Investors LLC or Doctors Investor Club, et cetera. And that's why we have this book, because every 100 million plus net worth family had the same 6 problems. They had at least 4 out of the 6 problems. So we just diagrammed what the problems were, provided solutions, tools, and just give that away in the book. And we have people who come in and work with us because of the podcasts and books and YouTube channel, et cetera. So knowing your investor avatar or what type of investor you're focused on is super important. Without this, the rest of this positioning section doesn't really matter too much because you don't know who you're positioning for. You don't even know who you're trying to attract. And you might have a lot of investors of a certain type today, and you're trying to graduate to an institutional investor or only single family offices or only 250K check writers going forward. And you don't want to cut off the people that you're still raising capital for over here. You might need to have a second layer that you're building to raise the check size. And for a lot of people, that's why they join the family office club. They either need to raise capital for the first time, they don't know how, or they need to upgrade their investor relations game and be able to raise bigger checks from half strangers or total strangers more fluidly than they were before. So you have to know who your investor avatar is. Step 2 on positioning, there's a little line there to write down. A bad answer would be high net worth investors or family offices. That's not valuable. If you run a litigation fund where you're having investors put money in, and if someone wins the court case, you've funded the court case litigation costs, and if they win, there's a big windfall for the investors. If that is what you're raising capital for, then go to potentially attorneys that understand the risk of cases and how big those payouts can be. They might even source cases for you as an investor and not just be money. That would be an example. If you're here like Nathan or Anli or Todd, and you're from the medical industry, and you're raising capital for a medical practice, maybe go to people that made their money in healthcare or running medical practices. You don't have to teach them how healthcare reimbursements work. You don't have to teach them about steady patient flow. And if you've had a practice for 15 years and there's 3 doctors there and you have $1 million of EBITDA, that's a pretty stable practice. Even if 2 out of the 3 doctors left, you would dip down, 30, 40% revenue, but you'd probably retain a good amount of the business, even in a worst case scenario. So focus on investors that are predisposed to invest with you. That's why we showed this slide. Like, what is your investor avatar and how are they already up a couple of these curves? At some point, you run out of people that already know you really well. So a lot of the times people you raise capital for should be from your industry or local to you or local to the asset. And then unless you have some other way of generating new relationships with ultra wealthy families, like through our quarterly investor summits or some other association or network you're part of, then you could start with the relationship because you met them in person at an event. But otherwise, if you're going to reach out cold to people, have no idea who you are, and you don't have a conduit to get connections, then you have to reach out to people in your industry or in your city or in the region where you're investing the money. And that should make up your investor avatar. So a good investor avatar would be ultra wealthy families who made their money in manufacturing or in industrials. And you can look at Inc. 500, Inc. 5000 lists for the past decade, look at those online for free, have someone in the Philippines for $6 an hour create a database of 300 people who are in the Inc. 500, Inc. 5000 as CEOs. Some of them would go out of business, some got acquired, some might have gone public. You can make a database of people who are on the boards of publicly traded companies in your industry, in manufacturing, et cetera. And again, have someone for a low cost per hour create a spreadsheet database of all those leads. For billionaires.com, we've made a database of every single billionaire that's known on planet Earth and their contact details and social media accounts, et cetera. And then you can work that systematically over time, or when you're traveling somewhere, see who is in that city. For the bath salt business, they had started on Amazon, and my client saw the success of that, so they paid us $4,000 a month in retainer, And we cover this within our workshop called Private Investor Advantage, but we made a universe of 370 acquisition targets on Amazon. We emailed all of them. I scripted the sentence and a half email. My Filipino assistant sent that out under my email signature. When they responded, I got on the phone with 70 of them over 9 months. 8 of them were investable, and we got 3 transactions done from that process. If you know your investor avatar or your deal flow target, you can do things very systematically. If you don't know, then you don't know what conferences to go to. You don't know, oh, I should go to the Manufacturing Association conference that only has the owners of manufacturing companies, but it costs $10,000 a year to join or $25,000 a year to join. So the only people that can afford to join are people who are making a lot of money in the manufacturing industry. So to raise money for my manufacturing tech device, we should probably go there or try it out, right? They're predisposed to invest in what you're doing because they'll instantly say, oh, that'll never work, I don't like that, and decide, or they'll instantly say, oh, that's really interesting, why don't we try that out on our machine next month? If that works, we'll try it on 10 machines, and if that works, then we'll invest $1 million in these different stages, and you don't have to teach them the ABCs of manufacturing. If you're in real estate and it's hard to sell your deals to other people who made their money in real estate, we just heard that Darwin German, as a company, does co-GP JV deals, so you just need to come up with the right terms and structure where they would give you the money because they made their money in the space. And getting a big brother partner can be one of the fastest ways to scale really quickly. We've had some people in the Family Office Club meet a billionaire and take their company from 30 million in AUM to 140 million in just 9 months. We got a $30 million deal done with a big brother partner just recently. So if you're in real estate, you might have to look for local investors versus only people that made their money in real estate, but it's not an option to go to a big brother partner to get deals done.